Hello friends, today we are going to learn unit number 8 natural resources. This is very important and very easiest chapter in social science. That is why you all will have to concentrate to score the marks. Now, what actually the natural resources? So this is the first question, what is resources? For example, human needs are not satisfied by anything else, but only can be satisfied partially or completely through resources. And these resources we can find in nature. We cannot call all of them as the resources, but whichever the resources by which the human or a man can utilize with his special power, with his special knowledge, with his experience, will be considered as the resources. So, anything that is going to satisfy human needs is called a resource. Gift of nature, such as air, soil, water, forest, minerals, all these things will be considered as the natural resource, because by which we can fulfill our needs, our wishes, and everything. The air that we breathe, the water we drink, the food that we eat, the minerals that we use, our means of travels, communications are all example of resources. The natural resources should have both the virtues of utility and capability to work. The resources are made of interactions of three: nature, man, and the culture. Now we will go for uses of resources. Resources are very useful in many ways. We learn about its role gradually at every stage of human life. All activities from agriculture to industries ultimately depending on natural resources. So now we will go for resource as food. Various food requirements of human being are only fulfilled because of various resources. Fruits grown naturally, various crops we can obtain through agriculture, milk and milk related products. Even we can get meat from domestic animals, even fish and other aquatic animals from reservoirs. Even we can get honey, which are prepared by honeybees. All this will be resource when we are also using as food. Another use is resource as a source of raw material. Different types of the resources we can use as agro product. Even we can get so many raw material from the forest like wool, hides, meat, whichever availability we can use from animal, mineral ores will be considered as the raw material. Third one is resources as energy. Nowadays, without energy, our life will be stopped. We use coal, we use petroleum, we use diesel, natural gas, all this as fuel in industries as well as domestic. Besides, energy can be generated through solar isolation, wind, sea waves, tide, ebbs, waterfalls. So these resources are very important. So without resources, our life will be stopped. We cannot get progress. That is why resources are too much important. Now we will go for the type of resources or the classification of the resources. These resources are classified as follows. For example, on the basis of the ownership, on the basis of re-availability, on the basis of distribution center. Among them, in this table, you can see individual resources which will be owned by an individual person, an individual family, or an individual firm. For example, land, building, etc. Land will belong to a particular person. Building also will be a private property. Second one is the, as far as the ownership is concerned, national resources, which is owned by a country or a region. National resources we can include army, international trade, or anything which is the property of the nation. All this will be included in national resource. Thereafter we will go for global resource, all physical and non-physical resource which are used for human welfare. Example, resource of the common ownership of all nations of the world. Here there will be no any individual resource, individuality of a particular person or a particular nation. For example, ocean, some of the river, even mountain, etc. Again, resources can be classified on the basis of their distribution. Some of the resources are universally distributed. They are useful to each and everyone. For example, gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and so on. Some of the resources are generally available, easily available, which are land, soil, water, pasture land, and some of the resources are very much rare, which are available at limited places. For example, minerals like coal, petroleum, copper, gold, uranium. You will not find all these minerals each and every part of the world. Uranium you can hardly find in some of the country. That is why it is the precious one and precious minerals. And distribution area as far as concerned, some resources are considered as the solitary resources. Minerals available only at one or two places in the world. For example, charlite, which is available only in Greenland. So it is very precious one. So we can consider as solitary resource. Even resources can be classified in so many methods. Even non-renewable as well as renewable resources. Again we can classify in some of the books. Now the question is, what is renewable and what is non-renewable? Renewable means that cannot be inexhaustible. We can get again and again. That is why we can consider as the renewable resources. For example, we can get planting, forest, water, etc. All this will be considered as the renewable resources, for which we will have to make some planning. But some of the resources are non-renewable. Once they are exhausted, we can't get again. So we can use only during the time of a specific period. So this will be considered as the non-renewable resources. Such resources are gas, coal. Once they are exhausted, it will take a long time to be renewed, maybe possible thousands of years. So, these are the renewable and non-renewable resources. So, we will have to make planning and conservation of the resources. Today, if we not make the planning or if we don't conserve the resources, what will happen in the future? Future generation will not able to get all these resources. So we will have to get, first of all, collect information about the availability of the utilized and unutilized and probable resources of any region or a country as a unit. The resources which are limited or non-renewable should be exploited scientifically. We should use only when they are needed to be used. Attempts should be made to develop those resources, the quantity of which can be increased. The resources are cheaper and are easily available, should not be wasted, but instead they should be used sparingly for the future. Those resources which are in limitation or limited in quantity should be conserved, and we will have to try to find out its alternative option by technical development, and necessary laws should be formed for the conservation of the resources. Otherwise, if we will not form the law, people will use haphazardly. That is why fear of the punishment of the law must be there. Citizens should be well acquainted, should be well informative regarding the facts associated with the relation, usage of resources. A public awareness should be cultivated.